And welcome to this next Grove Trojan Beat. I'm Chris Wood, and joined today by Jonny Marlin here at the ARC facility here. First off, my friend, before we get into anything about this place, thanks for making this possible again.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to be on again.
So we've met before. We've talked in the past about you growing up, your high school adventures, your college adventures, kind of your mission away from your business perspective. And today, obviously, we're here in the ARC facility, which thank you for sharing some pictures, but the pictures don't even do justice for how impressive this place is, Jonny.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. We are, we're really, really excited about what this is and hopefully what the impact's going to be on the South Side.
So I think it's going to have a huge impact, and I'm going to talk to you as a giddy high school, college kid who always said we needed something like this, to being a parent who's always said we needed something like this. But let's take a step back a little bit here on the Trojan Beat, and let's talk about how did this even come to your mind as an idea you wanted to pursue, like the very beginning of it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it probably was 10 to 12 years ago, and kind of when I was finishing up playing college basketball, and at that time I was, giving basketball lessons in the summer, and we kind of had a space problem then, as far as all of our lessons were outside, and so then, well, how are we going to be able to host lessons inside? And so, we were so fortunate to have this facility pop up. Mike Duke allow us to, practice in his barn, and then New Hope Church, Emmanuel Church. And so it just kind of spread from there as far as the gyms and the facilities that we were using. And it got to a point where, as great as those spaces were and are, we kind of needed more. And so we just kind of began brainstorming about what's possible and, to see if this was actually going to be a financial fit and something that the South Side needed.
So obviously, your faith is very important to you. It's very important to the mission of Marlin in general.
Yeah.
Talk to everybody out there about how that faith overlaps, just in general, with your Marlin initiative.
Yeah. Basketball's it's not the greatest thing in the world. And so as much as I love basketball, as much as I spent time playing and training, the most important thing about my life is Jesus Christ. And so for us, we want to make sure that we do a really, really good job of offering a good basketball or volleyball or baseball product. But we also have to realize that's not the most important thing in life. And so Marlin Academy for years, I think, has done a good job. I think that there's always room to improve about how do we incorporate faith and have those conversations. And so hopefully this space allows us to do that even better moving forward.
So you decide to pursue this. What was the first step of that process when you decide, I'm doing it?
Yeah.
Where did you start with?
Yeah. This sounds very cliche, but it was just, there was a lot of prayer. Lord, is this something that you're going to be behind? Because if you're not going to be behind it, then we just don't want to have any part of it. And so we felt like there was some confirmation. And then from there, it was we got to find the right people to partner with and find the right people that want to back this mission and vision. And so the Lord made it pretty abundantly clear as far as, the people that we should reach out to. And super, super thankful, for their support and all of this. And honestly, this project came to life a lot quicker than what we realized. From that moment, there's hey, let's give this a go. We're just approaching 3 years when we kind of had that initial let's give this a try. And at about the 3-year mark, we'll be in here operating at full strength.
How much of your Marlin pre-ARC has transitioned into and now become part of the ARC? Is it pretty much 100% of it? Has there been any major changes for people out there, that kind of thing?
100%. So everything that Marlin Academy did will now exist inside the Ark. I am beyond thankful that we will be slowly moving away from the Marlin Academy name. I think I've shared this, that I have wanted for years to get away from my last name, because I just want nothing to be about me in this whole process. And so really excited that the building happened. It was a great time to call it something other than, Marlin Academy. And so honestly, that's that's not the thing I'm most excited about, but I am definitely excited that we are slowly getting away from that.
Well, as we always have talked about Gary Robinson, and there's more in the world than just Center Grove. Here in the Trojan Beat, there's more to what the Ark is than just the name Marlin, is what you're getting to.
Absolutely. We're really excited. And this will allow us to do things that we've never been able to do before. So we'll be able to host events, leagues, tournaments, camps, concerts. There's some community initiative things that we're really excited about. I think one of them that we've shared publicly is just, we want to have this be a spot where the community grows together. And so I am a father of 4. Anytime someone offers to watch my kids, it's an absolute no-brainer. Like, yes, take my kids, allow me to have a date night with my wife. And so for us, like, we'll have these things, a couple times a year where it's date night extravaganzas. We'll allow as many kids to be flooded here in the Ark. We'll make partnerships with local restaurants and just tell the parents, like, hey, go spend a night 4 hours away. We'll watch your kids. And so there's some things that we've never been able to do before that we're really excited for.
You don't have to divulge any names at all to this question, but who are some of the guys this wouldn't be possible with you in general, from a friendship standpoint, whatever it might be, that have been there for you in the development of the Ark?
Yeah. That's a tough question. I know that he specifically does not want to be named. That's just the guy that he is, which is we're super thankful for that. But it was a relationship that I had in college. He was actually my college roommate, and so his dad has followed us for years. Doesn't even live inside the state, and so just believes in the mission and the vision, and so he got behind this. We've had some people in the area that have just been really excited about it, and so they've wanted to see this happen. And so there'll be a couple names that we post up in here, and so it'll be exciting for them to be recognized then. But I know up until then they've kind of wanted to be in the background.
Absolutely. How about your team? I mean, some of the guys that you've been with over the last how many years has Marlin been around with? I mean, Carter's been in it for, I think, 5 years in some capacity, and you got the Jacobs and the Bens out there, but those kind of guys.
Yeah. Without them, like, this doesn't happen. That's a no-brainer. Without Ben, without Jacob, Mason, this just doesn't happen. And so it's cool, for Ben. He's been with us for 8 years, and so he was there, when we were training outside in the summers. And so he's kind of been through it all. But now it's really cool that as we've grown and as this facility has come to light, we've been able to bring more people into the fold. And so our team has gone from 5 members at this point last year. And tomorrow when we walk into this at a full-time level, we'll have 15 people that are full-time. So we have changed drastically just really within a year.
Okay, so you have this vision, you make this happen. I must have slept a long time, because I feel like this literally just started being built yesterday. Yeah. When did it actually start being built? When did you first break ground in the ceremony?
Late October. And so
this past October, so not even a year ago.
Not even a year ago.
This is impressive.
Yeah. When Compass laid forth the plan, we took it to, just people were asking about, hey, when's it going to be built? When's it going to be done? And so, we kept saying, well, late October, and it'll be done basically July 1st. And I cannot tell you, I bet we had 99% of people say, hey, just expect for it to be delayed. Maybe you'll be lucky if it's done within a year. And Compass has just hit every deadline, every milestone, and so they've tracked their plan. I mean, just perfectly all along the way. And so, tomorrow, July 1st, Lord willing, we get our certificate of occupancy, and we'll be moving in.
Biggest pro to having your own facility compared to having to rent out places? I mean, I think there's lots of them, but what's the biggest one that comes to your mind immediately?
There's several. I think one of them is, if we want to host a camp at this date in this time, now we have the ability to do that. When you are constantly renting from others, rightfully so, you're at the mercy of their schedule. And so for us, it'll be really nice that we can have consistent practice times, consistent trainings, one location, camp times. I think from a scheduling standpoint, that's a really, really big bonus for us.
Okay, so let's talk about this facility. You gave me a tour before I got in here, or before we started this interview. And first thing, you walk in, you have an impressive entry foyer area with the ARC logo up there and kind of the front desk area. Talk a little bit about your vision behind that entryway as you come in and what you wanted to try to present to the people coming in just from that perspective.
Well, you heard my Chick-fil-A reference earlier. Yep. And so for us, like, one of the things that we want to take great pride in is that we want the South Side to be really prideful of what this facility is and what it does for not just the South Side, but really for the state, hopefully. And so when you walk in, there was a couple things that were not mentioned, but we do have a really nice backdrop, the ARC logo. Off to the side, we'll have a spotlight wall. And, as we touched on, like, we hope that spotlight wall is the last thing that people see. It's like, hey, it's not about how many points you scored. There's a deeper reason why we're actually here. And so we want to highlight our mission trips, our discipleship project, our service projects. And so hopefully when people walk in, they are hopefully blown away by the space, but they also realize, you know what, this is more than just a sports facility.
So when you go in, you see the front desk and you take a left, you go into something that my mouth dropped wide open, because this is where you talked about your Chick-fil-A analogy and kind of touched on it again. But you go in a set of double doors there, and you have basically an entire closed off, isolated gym.
Yep.
Bleachers on both sides, full scoreboard, everything. And that's something you don't have everywhere. What does that provide you an opportunity to bring to the Greenwood, Center Grove area that other places don't have?
You're right. I don't think many other places will have the main gym that's totally separate from the other 6 courts. And so for us, we'll be able to host a game on a Tuesday night, whether it's a homeschool organization or whatever it is, and we can still be business unusual with the other 6-court space. It also allows for those championship games to have a little bit of a real feel, a different level to it. Just the permanent bleachers itself, like, hopefully parents are appreciative that you're not always sitting in tip and roll bleachers, as nice as those are.
I would be.
And so, I think it'll be a pretty unique atmosphere in there. And so we want just the overall experience that kids feel, that parents feel, to walk in and say, whoa, like, this is definitely different than any other sports facility that I've been into.
So you come down the main hallway to the right of the ARC facility, and you come down this area, and you have 6 full courts available for both basketball, and I'm assuming they're set up for volleyball purposes as well.
Yes.
And volleyball is not something that I've talked to you about typically in the past, but that's something that you guys have started to get into significantly. And again, something that there's not been a lot of here in the South Side.
Yeah, for us, we started a volleyball program last year, and Izzy Reed, now Izzy Lawrence.
Yep.
She was a player at GCA, then Indiana Wesleyan, but she's actually our volleyball director. Dalton Cox is also on that side. And so it's been really cool to see, just kind of give them the ownership of taking the reins of the volleyball program, shaping it to their identity. And so for us, we will host club volleyball teams, we'll do trainings, it's been really cool, as I shared earlier, to see the growth from 0 to, I think we're just over 150 kids right now that are taking volleyball lessons, and hopefully this facility only propels us further in that.
6 courts, volleyball, basketball. You come up the stairs, which is where we're doing this. It's kind of ironic that Coach Mills has walked in the background at this moment here. This is better than most high school and I would guess a lot of college weight rooms.
Yes, this was designed. Coach Mills had his hand all over it, but this was designed as a college-level weight room. This will not resemble a high school weight room. This will not resemble an LA Fitness. The goal for this is that people come in here like this is different than what I've experienced up until this point. And so for us, we want to do things excellently on the court, in the weight room. And so for us, like Coach Mills is as good as they get. And so we were really, really excited when we proposed this thought to him, this vision, that he jumped on it as quickly as he did. And he essentially had free reign to design what he wanted here.
So this is something I've not seen before down here in the carpet here. You basically have, is this 50 yards? How long is this?
115 feet of turf.
115
25 feet wide.
Okay. So you can work on your 40-yard dash. You can work on plyos like you would in basketball, football, any of your footwork. I mean, I'm kind of in awe as I talk to you about it. Just the versatility you have in this facility right here, just from a weight standpoint and physical standpoint, is just beyond impressive. So Coach Mills had the opportunity to lay this out entirely as he wanted. What was the one thing he asked from you he felt like was most important?
He honestly definitely wanted the turf down the middle. Just the ability to lift, to sprint, to do sleds, to do boxes, like anything that you wanted with space. And so, one thing that kids, I think, are now seeking more than what they were 20 years ago. 20 years ago was like, hey, let's get bigger, faster, stronger. Well, now it's like we need to be more explosive. We need to be able to change directions. We need to be able to be injury prevented. Like, we need to have all of those things. And so this turf allows us to really attack all of those areas. And then you see these racks here. There's 14 racks that we have. We'll have 14 sleds that will be easily spaced out on here. And so this will be a spot where you can come here and you can essentially do everything that you need as far as your athletic development.
Basketball, volleyball, weight conditioning, strength and conditioning. And then you go through the huge, massive door. Mm-hmm. You have basically, 4 different baseball, softball, pitching
Correct.
areas, batting areas.
Correct. Yes, we will have 3 tunnels or cages, however you want to word it. That'll be 70 feet, and then we'll have 1 that will be specifically for 55 feet. The 3 that are 70 will be able to be cut down the middle for hitting on both sides, and then the 70 is obviously what you need for high school pitching. And so Cray Sparks will be our baseball director. He's done an awesome job of just facilitating, getting a team that's underneath of him. And once again, we want this to be our more so our director's identity as far as how this will look, how this will feel, and Cray's just done a really good job in that.
Any chance we're going to see an ARC baseball club at any time because of the interest there, or?
There's a decent chance, yes. To say that's on our year 1 radar, I don't think so.
Just part of the bigger vision.
But it might happen, yes.
Yeah, it's cool. Concession stand area, market kind of area. You can go down there just like you would any of the venues, but looks like it's going to have a larger opportunity in terms of choice.
Yes.
From there, I think it's spread out where it's more customer friendly than some of the places up north, for sure. I mean, what was kind of the vision and laying out the whole facility, not just the food area, the concessions area?
Honestly, that was one of the most enjoyable processes of this whole facility, was to do all the food tasting for your pretzels, for your pizzas, hamburgers, and so we're weirdly excited about the food and the quality of food that we're going to have. I really cannot stress that enough, that it's going to be really, really good stuff. As far as the layout goes, we wanted to be intentional. Like our center walkway is 57 feet from baseline to baseline. And so it is almost excessive as far as what the space that is offered. And so we'll have tables down the middle. As you saw, from the concession area to the open office area will be tables that are high tables, and so people to stand there and eat. And so hopefully this space, once again, just feels a little bit larger than everything else.
Jonny, okay, so some of the little things you have here that a common person is not going to think about, cameras for each floor. Mm-hmm. Talk about the purpose of those cameras, the benefit of it, because, I mean, I know the name. I don't want to bring up the name unless you want to share it, but just what's the purpose behind those? Because it's got a lot of them.
Yes, for each court, we'll have one camera, and that is designed for parents that are in Florida or grandparents that are in Florida, wherever they are, that they can watch their son or grandson or granddaughter play basketball, play volleyball. But it's also for us as a staff that we will be able to go back and watch film on the most recent practice or the most recent game. We also have a conference room, so next time they have practice, we can come in, take them through the film. That was probably one of the most eye-catching things when I got to college, which is how much just material can be taught via film. And so that's one area that we want to capture. The other thing is we just have cameras all over, just from a security standpoint. That will not be to break down film, but just simply to make sure that this facility stays the way it is and it stays safe.
So the location for the Arc. I mean, I know a lot of people have talked about, hey, it'd be great if something was built over at 144 and I-69. Why this location versus somewhere else? What was your vision behind that?
We felt like being at Stones Crossing or south of Stones Crossing was pretty important from just the location from a training perspective. We feel like what we've seen is kids are willing to travel between the 30 and 45-minute mark for training. For teams and for games, that is upwards about 2 hours away. And so we love the fact that we're in between both 65 and 69.
Yeah,
so you have
about
great
halfway.
access both ways. And so, I mean, honestly, I don't think that we could have just pinpointed a better spot for this facility to be built.
Well, I know from as a parent and as a coach, it has been so frustrating over the years to have to go to the places in the north side, and I won't name them because they're great facilities.
Correct.
There's nothing wrong with them, but there's just never been anything down here. And as someone, as a teacher who wish they would have the opportunity to be involved in making this happen in the past, I am so thrilled for you and for your team for what this not just brings for you and your mission, but for the whole community. Yeah. And I'm sure you've heard story after story after story about how happy you are to hear there's now something down here.
That was a pretty consistent theme. Like, we are so thankful that there's going to be a south side, facility, because I am tired of driving 50 minutes to the north side for games. And so hopefully that's a great thing for the south siders. Hopefully it's a great thing for local businesses. Just when we do host these weekend tournaments for restaurants that are in town, we hope that this is really a catalyst for growth here on the south side. And so I know from a drive perspective, our coaches are super thankful as well. But hopefully there's a lot of ripple effects that also take place because of this.
Okay, so let's look from a scheduling standpoint. I know you don't want to disclose a ton of that stuff at this point in time, and I didn't even think about this till now, so I apologize for not thinking about it in advance. But surely you've got some things in the work in terms of, are you going to have leagues you're going to host here like the north side has? Are you going to be working jointly with different areas? I mean, how does that work? Because so much is dominated up there. How do you turn your switch on, but still make sure, as a coach here, I'll use as an example, how would I ensure that my team is getting the competition it needs to have players work on things?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Yes, we will have leagues, and yes, there will be a partnership with the north side facilities to where there's essentially a north side, there's a south side. There's going to be, this is not a you will never play again on the north side type of facility, but hopefully those are limited as far as how many times we do drive up, but also it'll be great for the North Siders to actually come down to the South Side and play games. And so for us, yes, we will have leagues, we'll have tournaments. There will be partnerships in what already exists with Northside leagues. And so from a competition standpoint, what we've seen, the three things that make up a quality game. One, you have to have quality competition. No one wants to win by 20. No one wants to lose by 20. So how do we ensure that you're playing against the right opponent? And I think the bigger the league is, the more teams that you get to choose from that match your quality or match your level. The second thing is reffing. That's a huge deal. And parents want to know, hey, is my kid going to be safe just simply by how the game's called? Is it going to be fair? Are refs going to give effort? And so those are the first two most important things about leagues and tournaments: quality competition, how's the officials. The third, and sadly it's far down the list, is probably, all right, is your facility nice? Is it clean? Does it have enough space? And so
is it safe?
Yeah. We know that we have to knock out the first two really well. We feel really confident that the third one, as far as this facility, will be different. But those two first were definitely on our mind when we set out to build this.
So let's kind of, as we wrap this up, talk a little bit about the timeline. You officially open for staff tomorrow.
Correct.
When do things start rolling out for the public over the next month or so?
We will have our first camp July 6th. It'll be a ball handling camp, something that we've done for years and just hosted elsewhere. We will also host all of our trainings, basketball, volleyball, our practices that are in here. We'll start having some one-day shootouts for volleyball in July. And then it kind of builds up into our July 25th, which is like our grand opening. Yes, we will have been operational a couple weeks before that, but this is when we'll have open to the entire public. Even if you're not a sports person, we hope that you're here that day. Food trucks, tours, games. That's kind of when we unveil, hey, what will everything be offered here at the Arc? And so that's July 25th. And then ironically, I love this so much, but the next weekend we will host a Masters tournament. And the first major event that goes on in the Arc will be a tournament for 35 to 40, 40 to 45, all the way up to 70 plus.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know this was a thing until someone approached me about it, but we'll probably end up having a couple hundred adults come in here and play from all over the country. We have teams from Texas, California, Florida that have already signed up. And so we're really looking forward to that first event. We did not expect it to be an adult league an adult tournament. We really figured it to be a kid thing, but it's just how the cookie crumbled on that one.
Well, on my TikTok feed, the CG Old Man Basketball group constantly pops up, so I don't know if it's telling me a message that I'm in that age category or what now, but obviously get around, and so I'm sure some of those guys will be doing it as well. Yeah. So are there any other kind of final thoughts, any kind of mission purpose things, or anything about this facility as you had this opportunity? Because I plan to push this out as soon as possible for the community to kind of know as a heads up as they come here, or kind of be on the lookout for?
That's a good question. We, more than anything, we hope that this, even if this becomes the greatest sports facility in the entire country, we hope that the mission is to affect just to have a kingdom impact. And so that's the biggest thing. Yes, we hope that we offer the highest quality of training, of games, all of that stuff. But if there's not a discipleship aspect to it, we just feel like we've missed the mark. And so we want this to be a place where the Southside's really proud of, a place where parents and kids come here and feel safe, feel loved, feel like they're connected to something bigger. And so over any programming that we do, that's the heartbeat.
Again, 6 basketball courts in one area, 1 enclosed full court with bleachers on both sides basketball court. Basketball courts, the 6 also be used for volleyball, 4 baseball practice facilities with turf, the most impressive weight room I have ever seen, better than Center Grove's, out there. Yeah. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Are you sleeping right now? I mean, you got to be exhausted, but at the same time, you got to be on such a high right now.
Yeah.
I mean, are you? I mean, how excited are you at the moment?
Sleeping is not a ton, but I kid you not, I did something that I've never done in my life. It was actually this past weekend, and I fell asleep at 9 p.m. and I woke up the next day at 8 a.m. I have never once slept 11 hours ever, and my wife was just like, I felt like you needed it. I just let you sleep, but honestly, I'm not sleeping because of stress or anxiety. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and so I think myself and our staff, we're so excited about what this is and the opportunity that awaits. And so that's probably why I'm not sleeping more so than anything else.
Well, Jonny, as someone who's known you for a long time, and as a parent and as a former coach, I am so excited for you. I'm so excited for the people in the community, no matter if they're going to kindergarten or if they're going to college, to have something around here for everyone. And I really appreciate you taking some time today to sit down and talk a little bit about it here at the Arc.
Like I said, you are more than welcome anytime. Super glad to have you here, and super glad for what this facility is going to be.
Thanks, Jonny.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.